Welcome to the channel and this very quick video where I'm going to be talking about Report for the Community 28, which was released on the 13th of June 2021. If you're watching this in the future, I'm going to start by saying that there's no great revelations in this report, but it's got some very interesting points which give an indication of where the developers are going in the long term. So what I'm literally going to do is just read through the report and add the occasional comment when I think it's relevant. So here we go. Greetings, comrades of the Soviet Republic. As the summer is coming, we start to experience higher temperatures here in Central Europe. But finally, after a while, the restrictions are not so severe as they were a month ago. We are happy we can have more freedom because we know that it is not good to be closed at home and at work from home for long periods. We spent most of our time fixing and tweaking things in the game during the last months, and we were not able to bring something big to you. But stay patient, there's more stuff to come. The game is becoming big and there are lots of details we can miss. We've added fountains recently and they are already available in the beta test branch version 0.8.4.2. But as we mentioned, we have forgotten about one small detail. We did not think about how these fountains will behave during winter. Just imagine they are running with warm water during the winter because there's no mechanic implemented to turn them off during the winter yet. The Soviet engineering goes a step ahead, and as our republic prosper, we can afford to use warm water to run our fountains even during winter. They have no special function besides the beautification of your towns and cities. So it's going to be quite interesting to have fountains in the game. It'd also be really cool if, say, they froze so that you could have a big one and then it could turn into an ice skating rink. Therefore, in some ways, it could act as a leisure resource, but that's just me speculating. So moving down, we replaced the S100 and S102 ambulance models. We're able to purchase the brand new S1202 personal car and use a new colourful S100 models. Then we changed the priority of the power plants. Now solar power plants and wind turbines will have a higher priority, which means the power produced by them will be consumed first. Then the rest will be filled in with other power sources. This will help you save some fuel in your power plants and go greener if you really care about it. All these are now available in the public test branch, and next week they can be released into the stable branch. Now that is a small but very significant change, because one thing I've noticed with the testing is that the solar power never seemed to contribute much to the overall power grid, especially when you were starting really small. And it goes to show that there's a minor bug. And one thing I do really like about what the devs are saying here, and I wish a couple of other games would take this on board. I think it's very important that when you're in a very long development cycle that you go back and take a look at existing mechanics and look for any potential flaws, because it's great stacking lots and lots of new features, but I feel that to get a really good quality game, that step is very important, and too many game developers just ignore it. I think what we'll do is we'll just take a quick look at the ambulance here. Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. I really like the detail that's appearing in the game as well. Let's move down to the next paragraph. After adding underground wires, we needed to make several fixes and tweaks for these. One fix is for underground wire snap. Another one is for electrical boxes of underground wires which were not rotated properly when the wires were connected to the building. And we added a little offset for electrical boxes to avoid collisions with electric posts. We also fixed the inability to copy vehicles through road depot window directly. Then we improved steering of ships and changed the voltage visualization to avoid too much flickering of the voltage. Yeah, I have to agree with that. One of the problems I've noticed is that when, especially around power stations that are getting fairly overloaded, it just keeps flickering backwards and forwards, and it's very difficult to gauge what the stable state is. Besides, then we reverted a small change with distribution offices, which was causing them to send vehicles to load 0% of resources in some cases, and we changed the way how terminals and harbours have been filled through pipes and conveyors to avoid infinity loops where they need to be supplied with fuel. I'm glad to see that they've actually fixed that with the distribution offices, because I had noticed that there were a few trucks that just seemed to keep going to pick resources up that weren't there. So I think that would be a very useful fix to take on board. And then let's just read the final paragraph. These are some changes and fixes we've made in the past 2 weeks. We are working to improve the game before we start adding more new stuff. That's really good. So you cannot hear many exciting news from us in the past reports. We're also considering how it is possible for us to use these reports to showcase some interesting stuff created by players in our great community. We know how some of you can plan and construct great looking facilities in the game, and these can serve as inspiration for others and who may doubt about possibilities the game provide for players. We hope that over time we'll be able to provide you with tools which will help you make your residential and industrial areas look more natural and realistic. You know, and we know it too, it's not only about the mechanics under the hood, it's also about your creativity unleashed, be shown in the stuff that you planned and built. Enjoy the life and have fun, and stay tuned for our next report. I really like that attitude. That again, it comes back to one of my complaints with a lot of other games is they always keep pushing forward and adding new features, and more importantly, there's often a fixation on the overall graphics rather than that detail that makes these cities come alive, and probably more in the sense that they don't look so uniform. So I really like where the devs are going. That's it for this community report. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.